beautiful people. I'm the Somatic Psychologist. My name is Melanie, and on this channel here I'm doing somatic embodiment exercises where we learn how to regulate our nervous system, but also to embody emotions. So increasing the tolerance to hold negative emotions better in the moment and then subsequently being better able to release them, but also creating more of a vessel for positive emotions so we can feel positive emotions better and for longer. So today I'd love to do a little exercise with you where we explore fear. So being fearful how a situation is turning out, or catastrophizing what's happening, simply predicting a negative, unfavorable outcome for you, or being fearful that you have no choice in a situation, that there are so many circumstances that you don't seem to have a choice, or simply the thought that you might be unsuccessful in a situation. For this exercise, it's important to find a space, a place where you sit with your feet on the ground. So either a chair or even a sofa, but I want you to be able to have your feet on the ground, your feet touching the floor. So how I want us to start first is take some moments to arrive. Notice your body, how your body is feeling in that moment. Sitting on a chair, on a sofa, noticing your feet touching the floor. You can also roll your foot soles, like forth and back, or stretching and expanding your toes. And simply noticing your feet and your connection to the floor. And with every exhale, I want you to sink in more into your chair, into your sofa, and into the floor. Giving off weight. Weight you don't need anymore. And from this place now, I want you to think of that fear, of the situation that triggers your fear, the thoughts you're thinking, feeling fearful. And notice what's going on in your body, feeling that fear. And if you're noticing a lot of fear coming up, I really want you to feel the connection to the floor. Really move your feet and feel how they're connected to the floor. You can also breathe the additional energy out through your mouth, like And if you feel a lot of fear coming up, you're already noticing you're almost getting overwhelmed by that feeling of fear. I want you almost to take a step back, put a bit of distance between you and that fear, but still staying with it, still being aware of it, how it feels in your body. So really stay with your situation. Really stay with your situation that triggers your fear. And hearing the thoughts you're thinking whilst feeling that fear. The fear of not succeeding. The fear of not having a choice. The fear of a negative outcome. Think of that fear and notice where you can feel it in the body. And if there's one place where you can feel it quite strongly, I want you to put your hand on it. I'm going to put my hand here on my upper chest. Stay with that fear. And whilst staying with that fear, I want you to give it permission to expand a little in that area. Where would it go if it could expand a bit more? And whilst imagining the fear expanding, you can also think how this fear looks. Like if it has a particular color or a particular consistency. And really imagine how it's expanding. You can also put your other arm at a point a bit farther away where you placed your hand. So I'm going to put my hand now on my left knee or left thigh. Simply a point farther away and setting the intention for the energy between your two hands to connect, for that fear to expand. Really set that intention. Not trying to push the fear away, but to let it expand in your body, even if it might seem scary. And feel the connection to the floor. You can also swap your hands, meaning I'm going to put my one hand on my chest now and my other hand on my other knee. So mirror-wise. So connecting my fear, which in my case is sitting in my chest, to both of my legs. Setting that intention for that fear to expand. And think of your fear, how it looks expanding in your body. If your fear could say something to you, what would it say? Maybe it would simply say something like, I'm afraid. I can't do this. Or, I'm afraid I won't succeed. I'm afraid it might end negatively. Whatever your fear might say to you in that moment, notice how it feels to verbalize this fear, to say these words. And allowing this fear to be there in that moment, to not run away from it, to not try pushing it away. You can also change your hand positioning and touch your hips with your hands. So putting your hands on your hip bones, still staying with that fear. And I will speak a sentence now, and you can decide if you want to repeat that sentence and how it feels to speak out those words. My body is fearful. I'm not. My body is afraid. I'm not. And be curious. What's changing? Hearing the sentence or speaking the sentence. Notice how the fear is different. Maybe it doesn't feel as strong and overpowering as it did before. Maybe it's more spread out, diffused. Or maybe it transformed into something else, completely different. Notice what's changed. And how your body feels now. Maybe you notice changes in your chest, in your breathing, in your heartbeat, or on your face. And if this fear transformed, what did it transform into? if you could describe that feeling. Maybe it's a feeling of easiness, peace, expansion, a feeling of no worry. Stay with that feeling and notice how it feels in your body, like where you can feel that change significantly. And from this new place, we're slowly coming back to where we are, taking some moments to stretch, feel our body, notice our surroundings, things we notice, things we can hear. And from this new state, with these new feelings and sensations, I'm gonna let you go into your day, into your night. It was super lovely having you here, and I'll see you next time.